The top of the Empire State Building.
New York.
If you don't mind panning the camera over to one of the most iconic men in the music industry.
Hi.
It's the one and
Where
only
is
Mark
he?
Ronson.
Oh, okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
What's going on, brother? Welcome back home, man.
Of course. I feel like this is like I stop in here like once every 6 weeks.
Listen,
whatever.
as long as your access card works, it's all good,
Okay,
bro.
cool.
You know, we got to talk about everything that is late night feelings, man. And there's so much to this album. The diversity is amazing. The fact that you're bringing to life sad bangers.
Yes.
You know, we're going to talk about that. It's like a subtitle for it in the amazing artists that you had the chance to work with. Let's start. Sad bangers. Why? How? Give everyone the story that doesn't quite know.
Okay, well, basically, I was trying to come up with this record, which was the follow-up to Uptown Special, and obviously Uptown Funk was this big thing, and I was probably feeling the pressure of, like, how to follow that up, and also sometimes when I'm working on my own records, it takes me a minute to find maybe what the concept is, you know? And then I got my heart smashed into a billion tiny pieces. I was like, there we go. That's a good place to start.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah. So I just thought, listen, there's so much iconic, amazing, sad dance music from Don't Leave Me This Way, I Will Survive to every Drake and Robin. And, it's just a thing that, but I've never done this more like emotional side of it on my record. So that's what Sad Bangers is, just a record for the club, but that makes you feel a little emo maybe.
Yeah, and that's what's really special about this album is you don't fully realize how emotional these songs are because you sometimes are caught up in the euphoric sounds of these records.
Yeah.
And you shared with me the last time we had to talk off the mic about this special trip you were taking to LA for like literally 16 hours to create a song that right now that has all the Camilizers going crazy, dude.
Yes.
Share the story about how Find You Again, how this came together because it was like a whirlwind trip to LA,
it was.
man.
Last time I saw you, I was just going there and so basically, I had the little demo of this song. It was like some chords and a melody that I did with Kevin Parker from Tame Impala, and I just knew it had to have like sort of this perfect voice on it, and I just obviously because Camila's so massive, but like we don't have there wasn't a connection between like our groups, and I think I was in New York listening to the radio, listening to Z100, hoping to catch a glimpse of electricity, like just that time I was on the way to the airport, and I heard Never Be the Same, come on, and I was like, oh, that's the voice. Like honestly, it was like that's because her voice just like it cuts so hard. She's got like this great like. She delivers a lot of emotion. But it's like it just projects like Rihanna, like certain people have that voice that cuts through any track.
Yeah.
And so I got in touch with her. I said, I heard you like sad music, and she was like, "Yep." and we got it. I sent her the track, and she put words to the chorus and wrote these amazing verses. She said some of them she had since she was 16, some lyrics.
Wow.
And I love this song, and it's just such a kind of like little miracle that came together, like, kind of 11th hour for the record and getting to work with her and getting to see what an awesome artist she is, working on her record a little bit now. And yeah, it's opened up this lovely thing.
And I think I was fortunate enough to hear this record on a Supreme sound system in the studio, the recording studio.
That's
with you.
right.
We did a little album preview with you, and for those of you that don't have this cranked up to like a 12 or 13, if possible, do that because the sound fills the room.
It is.
And I think I pulled you aside and told you, like, Camila's got bars.
And I told her. Yeah, I told her when we were making a video. Can I say that? It was too late. So we were making a video last week, and I was like, yo, Maxwell was like, said you have bars. Because I think, like all artists, it doesn't matter how good you are, how many fans you have, whatever. All of us just need to hear that every now and then because everybody has, like, doubt whatever it is. And she dug hearing, but she does have bars.
Yo, how proud are you of the way that this entire body of work has come together? I mean, working with people like Licky Lee, working with Camila, working with and really bringing to, well, I can't say bring to the forefront because you shared the story that Sam Smith got a hold of Yebba first.
Yes. Right.
But working with artists like Yebba and really showcasing their talent. How proud are you of this entire body of work?
I do feel more like out of any record I've ever worked on, there's so much of my, I guess, personally in this, like, and the way that we wrote these songs, everybody went to this slightly more like, really deeply honest place. So I do feel more attached to these songs, and it is wonderful not only to just chase Miley Cyrus down
Yes.
like for 4 years and get her on a song, but also to find incredible new talent like Yeba and King Princess and these people on it, because they're just as good and they have these like, you know, amazing things to say or write or whatever.
Does it make your job a lot easier when you know, you sit in a room and you just kind of present an idea or a concept, and that artist that you're working with just gets it, and then you can just kind of, you know, you do your thing? Or are you always, from start to finish, super hands-on with a particular project, whether it's a song or a full album?
It's really great. Like, you know, obviously working with people this talented, like I'm going to Miley, Camila, whoever, because I love what they do. So I want them to bring that to it. All I'm just going is like, maybe putting up a little parameters, like Nothing Breaks Like a Heart. Maybe we had the little idea of a chorus and some guitars, and then I want to know what Miley thinks of that and how she would put her stamp and write the verses. So it's always just like this really nice back and forth. Sometimes it's 50-50, sometimes 70-30. Like it's just like you're just going to these people who have these kind of superpowers, and you're like want a little bit of what they do and then mix it with this kind of sad banger concept.
Yo, when you watch it come to life, performing just recently hit the stage in the UK, Summertime Ball, and just seeing like Wembley Stadium, you know what I mean, just come to life when you press play on a song. Not only that means so much just because of the emotional connection that you have, but also just to see new music dial in. Like, what's that feeling like from your perspective behind the turntables?
It's really great. You know, it's so nice to, you know, I did think that like when I was playing festivals up until last summer, when I was just thinking people like looking at me going like, oh, you're playing Uptown Funk again, huh? Like, it's nice to have some new music, that's for sure. And I love playing Uptown Funk, and people go crazy when that's on too. But playing Nothing Breaks into Electricity, I do this interesting medley with Nothing Breaks and Old Town Road, because we got Miley and Dad in there, and just playing it for that crowd, and then even playing Find You Again that just dropped a week ago, and seeing the young Camilizers. Please don't kill me, Camilizers, if I mispronounce this word.
I don't even think that she knows how to say it.
She famously doesn't. Like, I asked her fans how they say it, and they're like, just don't ask Camila. It's Camilizers, and like seeing them like singing the song too, and it's great to see the people react to the music.
You touched on the fact that you add a record like Old Town Road into your set, man. When we talk about some of these songs that just spark and connect and go viral, songs like that, I mean, that just are sitting for 10 weeks atop, the Billboard.
It could be the biggest song of all time.
How nuts is that? From a producer who's done it for years, to just see that sometimes you just hit that right chord and it sticks. Like, what's that like from
you do, and you just hear something, you know it's special. The ones that really stand out are the ones that there's no precedent for. I mean, look at like even country radio is like, nope, this isn't for us, and now it's like, look at it, it's like everywhere. And also it's a sad banger. Old Town Road is a sad banger.
That's true. Yo, he cheated on his baby. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and ask her. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So it's it's just one of those special records. It's like a once every couple of years, something like that.
This is where I want to kind of pick your brain, because we've had a lot of fun conversations over the past few years, man, and it's always seemed like business, dude. I want to just kind of just chat on some regular like Mark Ronson stuff. Like, when you get the chance to, you know, kick back and maybe turn the brain off a little bit when it's not, you know, work mode, what are some of those things that just kind of, you know, catch your attention, you like to hang back and do?
I like to watch Netflix like everybody else.
What's your go-to right now, bro?
Well, I just finished When They See Us.
How
that's
good was that?
heavy.
I was hoping you were going to say that,
It was incredible, but it's a little heavy, so I'm going to watch something lighter like Handmaid's Tale. No. I love that. I love any music. Summer, there's always great movies out, and going to shows and DJing. I went to, you know, it's fun to go see like Diplo go play, because I like to see what other DJs are playing and stuff like that. I live in LA, so all anybody does is like go on hikes, which is a little bit boring. Right? It's like the seventh hike today, you know.
Like,
but
I've seen the top of Runyon before.
Yes.
I don't need to see it 17 times in a row.
I miss New York. When I'm in New York, I'm so happy I could just literally just walk around the street all day, and that just makes me.
I want to talk a little bit about that, man. The anonymity that you're able to some degree still maintain. I mean, you know, for the huge amounts of success that you've been able to have, and for all the accolades, and I mean, when you get the chance to really be proud of those awards and the things that have you've walked across the stage and have accepted. to be in New York City, I try to express that to a couple of friends of mine, and just how you can roam the streets and just be yourself. What's it like to be lost in a city like New York and not be bothered?
It's the best. I mean, I can't imagine what it's like for like the bigger artists that I've worked with who just really can't. If they want to go to a restaurant, they have to like plan it out. Like, I love it. Like, I ride the subway. I had to talk about with Alicia Keys about it actually when we were.
By the way,
on
the song with Alicia Keys on the album is in freaking Princess. Come on, dude.
Thank you. No, I'm psyched. The record's super solid. I'm really proud of it. But she was talking about the subway was such a big part of her identity growing up that when she lost that anonymity, she thought like, what my life? Like, what is it? Like, my whole life is riding the subway. She's obviously doing pretty well.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed. I love that. Like, and the most thing that happens to me if I go past like NYU and West 4th, a bunch of music school kids come up and they're like, "Hey man, nice tunes," and that's it. So I'm grateful for that.
Lastly, to be able to, I want to dial back just a bit, and just to be able to really help create some of these everlasting records with artists that are just going to go, and you as well, going to go down in the history books when it comes to music. Do you all get the chance to powwow every once in a while, whether it's at a, Met Gala event, or maybe just a quick phone call or a text and just say like, man, just thank you for being who you are on this record and allowing this to come to life, because it's kind of what the world needs.
All the time. Like, sometimes I just like in the middle of the night or something, I just want to like a text Gaga and be like, remember when we won an Oscar? Like, just be like, and then I was in Brussels playing this festival in Belgium this weekend, and like I was in this cool bar that looked like it was from like the 1930s, and someone was like, oh, Gaga and Tony Bennett had their after party here, because it seemed like the place you'd have an after party for like a jazz show, and I was just like texting him like, I'm in this bar, like sending dumb drunk selfies. But I love it. And Bruno too, like, if I see something like every now and then, someone, I get tagged in a wedding video or like a kid dancing, I'm like, damn, I can't believe like we did this thing that like people just like, they love, like it brings them joy. It's really special.
I've said it before, man, and I just want to thank you on behalf of all the fans. And another thing is, like you're saying, you're watching the tweets and the Instagram posts roll through, and every once in a while you'll throw me a quick like, thanks, bro. I mean, that really means a lot to us as fans of yours, just to know that you're taking the time to, one, put your heart on the line, to give us these sad bangers, just because that's the way you're feeling, and we all have felt that way. Anyone who's listened to this album knows, man, that there's something in there for you. I promise. But also that you take the time to just say, thank you to us.
Of course. I mean, if you don't play it, people don't hear it. And like, of course, growing up in New York City, just Z100 is just such like every time I see a tweet or someone here from here has played the record, of course, it means like it gives me this little like, I feel like a kid. It's cool.
That's what we're here for, dude. Congrats on it all. We're gonna catch up again. I'm sure about it. But dude, until next time, dog, it's always open door policy here, brother.
Awesome.
From the top of the Empire State Building,